I know for most people, the selling point for Yuri on Ice is the gay romance, but what stood out to me is how the anime explores gentle masculinity. What I admire about the character Yuri so much throughout the anime is that he either takes actions or presents qualities that subvert traditional expectations of masculine roles. When Victor creates the short program Eros for Yuri, which is supposed to be an expression of the seductive nature of a playboy, Yuri is not really able to connect with those emotions. So instead, Yuri first tries to imagine himself as a seductive katsudon bowl because food is something that typically entices him and results in weight gain, but that eventually evolves into his imagining himself as the seductive woman for whom the playboy chases, having him forego traditional masculine qualities to express a more feminine role instead. Even with his outfit, he chooses one from Victor's old collections that suggests a simultaneous expression of the male and female genders at once, and I think that perfectly captures Yuri's character as a man that isn't afraid to be in touch with his femininity. The expression on this more gentle masculinity continues with a lot of the struggles that Yuri goes through within the show, which in turn reveal that he's actually very in touch with his emotions. He struggles with weight gain and is constantly teased by his family about it. He's insecure about his abilities to compete at a high level despite the fact that everyone in Japan looks up to him. He has anxieties about performing after an emotional breakdown at the last Grand Prix, and ultimately confesses his love for Victor and declares that he wants to stay with him even after the competition ends. Throughout all these struggles, I think what's important is that Yuri takes time to reflect and consider all of these different emotions and figuring out how to process them properly, an ability and skill that I believe is quite often denied if you subject yourself to toxic masculinity. And through all of these different emotions, eventually it culminates into the ultimate expression of Yuri's emotional state through the musical piece and routine, Yuri on Ice.